All right, so 3-64. Howard went to a mall and saw a banner announcing all sporting goods 1/10 off. He saw a pair of rollerblade laces for 40 cents and wants to know how much he would save with your team. Follow the steps below to help Howard determine his savings. So obtain a copy of this. So you're going to need to click on this online so that it comes up for you. It contains several copies of 100th grids, which you use throughout this lesson. 100th grids are larger version of unit tiles. Each side measures 1 unit, divided into 10 equal pieces. All right. So the first question is, A, what is the perimeter of each 100th grid? What is the area? So here is, when you click it, what you're going to get. The first thing they want to know is, what is the area? Remember, area means the stuff inside. So how many squares are there inside? Well, it's a 10 by 10. So if you add up all of them, there's going to be 100. So the area is 100. The perimeter is the distance around. So I've got 10 blocks here, 10 blocks this way, 10 this way, and 10 this way. So my perimeter would be 40. The next question. What do each of the small squares in the grid represent? Write your answer in 3 forms: a fraction, a decimal, and a percent. So there are 100 grids here. So then I know as a fraction, each square is 1 out of 100. As a decimal, that would be, let's see, tenths, hundredths. So I put a 1 in the hundredths and fill in my zeros. So that would be 1/100th. And then as a percent, I can move this 2 places to the right, and this is 1%. So each square is 1 out of 100 as a fraction, 1/100th. Each square is 1/100th because it's 1 out of 100, which would be 1% of the squares because there are 100 squares. So one of them would be 1 out of 100, which is percent means out of 100. Next question. Why do you think they're called hundredths grids? Well, I think they're called hundredths grids because each of these grids has 100 squares in it. Hopefully it makes a little bit of sense. All right. So 40 cents can be written as 0.40 because 40 cents is 40 out of 100 cents. All right. Or 0.4. On your resource page of 100 grids, lightly shade in 0.4 or 4/10 vertically as shown in the diagram to the right. So you'll notice, let me move my picture out of the way, that they've got this 100 grid and they've shaded it 4. All right, because that would be 40 cents. Imagine each of these squares is 1 cent. So the whole thing would be worth like $1. So 40 cents would be 4 of those. Then the next thing, scroll down a little bit. Next in the, 40 cents can be written as, so we did that. So this is my 40 cents going up and down. So up and down right now, that is 40/100ths, which is 40 cents. Next, in the other direction, lightly shade and label 1/10 of the grid as shown in the diagram at the right. What is the fractions grid is darkly shaded? So notice, this is my 40 cents up and down, so 40 out of 100th. Remember, it's on sale for 10% off. All right, so up here, it talked about everything is 1/10 off. So when I go to my grid, I'm going to shade 1/10 this way. So 1/10, and the reason it's 1/10, because there's like 10 rows, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 rows. So one of the 10 rows. All right. Also 0.1, just so you know, could be written as 0.10. So the same thing as 10/100. So I say in 10 out of the 100. So I've got my 40 going up and down. I've got my 1/10 here. And then what they want you to see is, notice the darkly shaded, the ones that I call double shaded. They got shaded both up and down and across. All right. So my price was the 40 cents. That's the up and down. How much I saved was 10% or 0.1. That's this way. Now notice where they overlap. We have 4 out of the 100. So that means you would save 4.4. That's not right though. It says 0.4 here. That is not correct. You would end up saving 4 cents. All right. So you would save 4 cents on this. Because notice there's 4 out of the 100 that are double shaded. And I think this 40 cents they're trying to show is this up and down piece. Here's the 1/10. So we would save 4 cents. So remember, our laces cost us 40 cents. Oops. Our laces, they cost us 40 cents. So our laces were 40 cents. We're going to save 4 cents. So that means our laces end up being 36 cents total. Now in part E, we're on to F now. Write two equations that represent this process, one using fractions and one using decimals. So here's what's really going on. So they want us to write an equation for this. So here's what I have. Going up and down, that was 40 cents. So I could do my decimal first. So 40 times, because that's kind of what we're doing, and then 10% off. All right, so it's 10% of 40 equals 4 cents, because that is how much was double shaded. Now, if I want to write this as a fraction, all right, so this is a fraction, is 40 over 100. All right, that's how much laces cost, 40 cents, times 1/10. That's how much they were on sale for, equals, now if we were to do this, this would give us 40 over 1,000, which we can reduce. We could chop off some zeros right there. All right, and that is going to be 4 out of 100, which would be 4 cents. So we wrote it as a decimal. We wrote it as a fraction. Both ways, we end up with 4 cents. So how much will we save on laces? 4 cents. So when we're doing this double shading like we are here, we're multiplying because we're finding out, really we're doing this. We're finding out what is 10% of the 40 cents. All right, that's kind of what we're really doing. And then we turn this 10% as a decimal as 0.1, move it 2 places to the left. Of always means to multiply in math, times 0.40. So when you're shopping, you're trying to see how much you save, this is kind of what we're doing. And notice this looks a lot like this. All right, my 0.1, same thing as 0.10, and there's my 0.40. So anytime you want to see how much you're saving on something, this is what we are doing.